All right, we're back with some more Sons of the Forest. Looky-loo, what's happened? It's snowing outside. It's snowing outside. What do we got here? Let's put our winter jacket on because, you know, it really, really helps out. Not. Oh, look, it's helped out a little bit. What do you know? And we'll go put this armor on. Helps out for about 5 minutes. Then you can see the meter already. Okay. Oh, no, that was our stamina. All right. We have limited time to get stuff done. All right, Kelvin, you got to follow me, buddy. I have work for you yet to do. Yeah. Right. So, what you're going to do, son, you're going to continue what you were doing over Cha. Cha. He will only be able to do this probably for today. Get logs and fill holders. Because as soon as I build something, the game's going to start freezing. It's just the way it is. It's the way it is. It's the way it's got to be. Kelvin knows what it's all about. Drop those trees into the water. So we have to get a few things done rather quickly. What? No. It won't be that way. I can make this work. Oh, we wanted to bring this down, didn't we? Yeah. We wanted to level this. Do we want to level this now, though? Again, we have... oh, my gosh, this guy. We have limited time. Oh, look, it's Dixon's loot a lot. Fine. Dropping, Virginia. All right, good job. Chew. Okay. So, yeah. I think I wanted to drop this, like, here. Now's the time to do it as well. Recorder? Probably. Close to. If not... There we go. Do I have a sled over here? I should go grab one. I can fill these during the summertime as needed. Just grab a cart. Where's a cart? Hurry, man, hurry. We must get a cart. I have 2 carts over here. Doing. About a dozen things that I want to do. We don't have very many opportunities to build during the wintertime. Because, you know, wintertime doesn't last very long. Winter being a season and all. I'm going to bring this one up. Look how cold this guy is. I put on his winter coat. And generally, you want to kind of stay away from Kelvin when he's working. How is this possible? Virginia is getting rid of most of them. It's actually being accurate. With her shots. What's this, Anne? How's it possible? We don't know. Did you get them all? Hmm? Did you shoot them all in the nose? You chopped the nuggets off? The like I said, the walkway can be done at any time, but the structure cannot. We just hook this up to the mainland, and then we can move on to the next area. Looks like everybody's out for a walk today. Oops, we just screwed the game up. I just screwed the game up. They're not going to be able to walk anymore. Tried to not intentionally not build any pathing. Crossbow. Shoot 'em in the nuts, we shall do. Shoot 'em in the leg, boom, boom. And then, of course, you can take your sword and chop them up from there. You were once an adventurer like me until you took an arrow to the knee. I was pointing right at his leg. There you go. Yeah. I actually meant to pull out the sword. We meant to pull out the sword. Instead of pulled out the shotgun. You know why Kelvin looks so doofy when he runs? He doesn't use his arms. That's why. If you ever notice that, except when he's like going full bore sprint, he doesn't use his arms. That's why he looks like such a doofus. A dweeb. Mm-hmm. 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 Come on, game. Come on. There you go. Yeah. Worry about that side in a very later time. Okay. If you don't want to pick up logs that Kevin has chopped down because it'll confuse him. Like, what is I supposed to do now? I don't understand. Just leave them on the ground. Pick up the ones that are on in areas. Next, I want to finish the zip line station, which is that one over there. Get the old chopper out. This chopper. Oh, we left one here. Get the chopper. When are we going to extend this out? Maybe you wanted to extend this, perhaps. If I do that, I'm going to want to extend all the way to this corner to here. That's a big deal. I don't want to do that. Right. He needs a sled, I think. Probably not as fast, but we'll get the precise amount that we want. We have much to do over here. You know, not much, just a little bit. So we build another one here. Okay, there. And then here. All right, so that's the drop-off point. You'll be able to walk up here, take the zip line there. Now, obviously, walk up here, go there. You take the zip line here to here, and then with this one, we'll go this way. So guess what we're doing today? You sure you betcha. This whole row. Well, let's start off by grabbing the logs that are over here. I'm going to try to connect a zip line all the way over there, but I don't think I will be able to. We'll see. But I don't think I will be able to. We're going to run out of distance pretty quick. We have all. That's what we had Kelvin doing. All summer, prepping us for this big push here. Okay. I think you dropped a purse. Yes, you dropped a purse. Grab the rope gun. Biggest problem I'm going to have is the further we go with the things. I don't think we can do it. Could maybe put a cart underneath here. And then push the cart over. Try that. We must go fast. Swift as shadows in the night. Sounds like Kelvin's girlfriends are active again. He's got like almost a harem back home. A harem of women flocking after him. Suave and debonair man that he is. I think we'll bring a cart over tomorrow. I do need another run of zip line. I need to run another zip line. Let's see if we can get one. Oh, we do have a log here. Yeah. We'll use this one. Gun. There's no way we can get logs this far. There's just no way. Look at all of them. It's a convention. Yep. And then we ran out of room. Yeah, we ran out. Come on, Virginia. Shoot a few of these guys, would you? We got Goober Magoo, Goober McGee, and Doofer McDoo. It's the battle of the idiots. Who's more doofuses? Which is the bigger dooferton? Now, is there a tree over here that we could use? We could use this tree here. That won't work. Will you work? Yes, probably. Let's make sure, though. Yeah, it should work. Yeah, that'll fall through there. I think I have another zip line. Yeah, I do. Oh my gosh, Kelvin! Look all the ones he left. This guy. Yeah. What you doing? Huh? Oh, you're telling me that didn't hit him. Well, clearly hit him in his face. Clearly. Couldn't be more clear if it was clear. Excuse me, ma'am. There you go. No, don't you worry. It's not going to be a problem. No, just stay right there. You guys leave any purses behind? Maybe a purse here? No. No purses, huh? This guy. They did cold so poorly in this game. They really did. Just such a ridiculous concept how they did it. What are you gonna do though? Can't change it. I mean, you could if you went in and changed out the code, but they could have done it so much better. Did you guys kill the finger monster? I would really like the skin from him. Oh, never mind. I was just sleeping. Didn't mean to wake you up, sir. You just have your nap again. I mean, the guy's running around with a winter coat, no gloves, and no hat in the middle of Canadian winter. Any good Canadian will tell you that's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. What do you lose? 70 or 80% of your heat for your top of your head? For your head? 70, what is it, 80% or 90% or something crazy number like that? It's huge. You lose a lot of your heat from your top of your head. Or you wear a hat, keep it in. And your hands, well, you need your hands. No, I don't need my hands. Your hands are going to be welded to that sword because you're going to sweat. And then your hands are just going to, like, it's going to freeze the sweat to the hilt of the sword, and now you're going to not have a hand. Sleep time. Save the game. Gotta get Kelvin back to work. Yep. All right, where'd he go? There he is. Up and about early as a man should. There's babies out there crying out loud. We just woke up. And we've got to deal with these stupid things. Could we just not? I also have the game paused when you're in the inventory. All right, where'd it go? There you go. We have enough jank in the game to deal with. There's not enough hotkeys for items, you know. All right, Kelvin. Where you at, buddy? Where'd you go? There you go. Can you follow me, or are you stuck? Nope. He's not stuck. Not yet, anyway. Yep, no, he's stuck. He'd be with us right now if he wasn't stuck. Well, so much for that. So much for that. Well, it makes for great building. It does not make for good content. No fighting involved. No bad jokes can be made about the game. Well, I mean, I could curse at the game for not, you know. All right. Well, we're just going to have to make do. This is our time. This game's bugged out right now, and it's going to be bugged out for the rest of the winter. There's nothing we can do about it. I could restart every 30 minutes, but that would... As soon as I put down planks on the ground, it messes the game up. The designers did not anticipate us building an entire fortress on top of the water, on top of a lake. So there's that. Well, at least we don't have to worry about cannibals. Probably. Forgot to grab a cart, didn't I? That's okay. All the animals are stuck. You can walk right up to them and smash them. It's just 30 minutes into the game. 30 minutes. Wintertime is not good. But this is the only time that we can use to build on our city. So we'll empty about one of these per day. Well, no, I'm sorry. We're going to empty one of these every time we drop logs over. Was it 24 of them or so? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2, 3. Yep, 24 of them. It's basically 24 logs. Which is essentially 12 floor panels. Almost. Because, you know, it takes 5 to build the floor panel. So, there's that. And I'm not going to put the floor panels in now. The design that I want to do right now is I want to get the grid all the way to where I want it to be. And then we'll... The nice part is the logs don't get waterlogged. And this is again where I was talking about, like, this is an area where they could have done some really good stuff, like the stews. Right, make your stews hot stews. And then during the wintertime, if you eat stew, you don't get as cold as quickly. That's like that's something they could have done very easily, not been hard. Wouldn't have been hard to do. But they're not gonna work on the game anymore. They're pretty much done with it. Pretty sure they're done with any upgrades that they would have maybe even thought about. No, they're working on number 3. And maybe they'll take some advice from the players who actually play the game, who want the game to be great, want to play the game for years. Well, maybe not years, but, you know. One can always hope. One of the big problems with games that have sequels is the bar is already set. Right? You set a bar for something. The Forest was great. It was a great building game. So they set the bar, and what I mean by this, they set the bar for what should come next. And anything that doesn't meet those expectations is considered, we would, as the user, as the player, we would consider that a failure. For example, log carts. Log carts in the original game, you know, you got used to them. You moved them around and put your stuff in. But you can manually move the log carts like that. And you just throw stuff in and the log cart accepts it. Vast improvement. Vast improvement. I think this building system is an improvement. Freeform building. They did. I really should have added a few blueprints. A few more blueprints, I think. Would have been very helpful for some people. To me, I just don't. I like more of the freeform building. Or makes you use your brain. You got to figure out, how do I do this? How do I do that? How do I make this section of the terrain rise? Well, you're not allowed to build into the wall. That is a failure as far as I'm concerned. You should be able to build into the wall. So the blueprints that they had in the previous game were somewhat superior in that sense. I'm going to save those logs in that regard, because you could build into the side of a mountain. Now, it's not hard to do in this one. You just have to understand how to do a little bit of lifting here and there. Lift the terrain up. Lift your building up. Just have to pre-plan. Find the highest point and build from there. Hey, look, all the guys. Teabag. So what they gained by freeform building, they lost in not being able to build into a wall with your building. And that was, I think it was an oversight. That was clearly an oversight. And what I don't understand, you had a lot of people playing the original Forest, right? What I don't understand is why they didn't have a lot of those people test play the game. And some people did. Some people were giving early access copies, but I don't think they had them test play the things that they were doing. Yeah, some people got, I'm sure early access to the game and whatnot because they were big. They were big in the game, but Early access doesn't mean you have input into the actual building it. You know, video game takes 2-3 years to make. You gotta craft the world. There's so much to do in crafting a world like this. This is not even a complex one. It's not even a complex world. There's certain things about it that are very complex, but others it's not really. But it's still the same. There's a lot of planning that goes into making something like this, and there's the fingers. What if that's the original guy we saw? So what they really should have done is incorporated both and. It's not an either or situation. It could be a both and situation where they could have incorporated both the blueprint idea and the grid system that they're using, which most games use now. They either use a grid or a hex system. A hex tiled system. That's how you can get snapping in games where things snap together and whatnot. And circles don't work for obvious reasons, because then you have, why hexes? Because circles don't work. You have to have a hex, because you can't connect. Circles don't connect. They have points in the center that are around the edges that don't connect. So either you use a hex-based system or you use a square-based system or grid system, which is what this system uses. It uses grids. And that's why you can't do triangles. In the game. Well, technically they could have programmed triangles, and I think they did a little bit. And there's a little bit of freeform building, but not as much as they could have really done, I think. But we'll see what they do in the third one, as far as their building goes. I've never cared about this. The storyline is interesting to me, but this is a building game. It's not a. This is a building game. It's not a story game. If you're here for the story, you're in for a. Well, it makes the game interesting, but this is not a story-based driven game. The story, in this game is, of course, the Puffdens, we're trying to seek the Fountain of Youth. And then they, of course, were playing with Eldritch forces they didn't understand. And, unleash demons upon the world. Because that's what you do. So that's where we're at. And the first one, who was it? Pharmacorp or I don't remember the name of them. They were just studying the mutations. But they ended up summoning other world demons as well. The mutants. Because, you shouldn't play around with, don't play around with genes, okay? Just leave the genes alone. Leave genes alone. Shouldn't mess with them. But, everybody's got to be messing around with genes, or they got to pull out the Ouija boards, or it's always something, It's always, people just can't be satisfied with the nice things that they have. Mr. Puffton's got a gazillion, bazillion dollars. He's like, I need to look for the fountain of youth. Yeah, that didn't work out for for a lot of other people as well. So you should probably just not do it. Leave well enough alone, son. Leave it alone. But then, of course, we wouldn't have a lot of good movies. There'd be no good movies because there'd be nothing to be, there'd be no monsters to fight. And the reason you can't dig up one of the reasons you can't dig up a lot of stuff in the game is because of how the design is for the game. This is a grid-based system, and while you can dig stuff up in a grid-based system, and it doesn't allow for a lot of it. It's still grid-based. They would have to do a lot of, there's a lot of work to set up an entire world where you could dig up everything. And "7 Days to Die" has that. You can dig all the way to the foundations of the world. You can can dig a hole all the way down to the foundations of the actual world, and you can fill in holes. You can build mounds. You can. It is such a really good job with building. It's like, I'd really like to play your game, but your graphics suck, man. Your goofy graphics with the guys really suck. Can you try again, please, sir? I'd like to play your zombie game. It is a building game. True tower defense game, that. But nope. So bad looking. They're so bad. Well, maybe they'll come out with an update that increases the attractiveness of the zombies. It's so they crafted this really pretty world, and believe me, the world is really nice. I mean, it's grayed out. It's kind of wastelandish looking. It's got I would say drab. Yeah, it's a very drab color palette. This is very the color palette that they're using here is well done because it's natural. It's got a natural look to it. Lots of greens, lots of it's a natural color palette. Plus you have your winter floors and whatnot. But in 7 Days to Die, everything is all just it has a kind of very washed out color. That's why this is the other game that I could never get into was Fallout. I could never get into that game because it's just so drab. Everything is just. I know it's after the nuclear apocalypse and all, but still the same. The colors, just the color palettes, it's just really. It's again washed out, drab. Oh, the birds still fly. And I can never play it. Like it's a lot of I mean it's like it's the same company that makes the Elder Scroll games. And you get that kind of color palette when you're playing. What is it? Is it Oblivion? No, it's not Oblivion. It's Morrowind. Playing Morrowind, it does have the washed out color because there's a volcano nearby and there's a lot of lava and whatnot. So you do get more of a kind of a grayish tone. Then you get Subnautica. Oh my gosh, the color palettes they used, the colors that they used in them was just so well done. Every biome has its own color to it. The equipment that you use has its own color to it. It's whitish. And then the alien stuff is different as well. Was it green? Was it green? I don't remember. It was a green color, I think. I don't remember, but it was just so well defined. I don't know how anybody could not like that game. That's just me. I could play it right now. Like I could pull up the game and restart a brand new game. Even knowing where everything is and all that. It's one of those games that you wish you had that memory device from Men in Black. Where it makes you forget. So you could flash yourself and forget the game, and then replay it. It's so good. It is really. It's so well done. And then they did the Subnautica underwater. That was so bad. The gameplay was wretched. It was so bad. They took all of their good ideas and said, "Nah, we don't need any more of these good ideas. Let's just find some bad ideas and use those. Let's use the bad ideas instead." You're like, what? Why did you do this? They had some really nice. Animal graphics. I think some of the creatures that they did, the graphics were really nice on those. But the storyline was ass. It was ass and chips, is what it was. Margaret Maida, like come on, she lived. You kidding me? They were 400 meters. They're under the water when the Leviathan attacked, and somehow she manages to make it. And not only that, she manages to live for 10 years or something after the crew gets there, and then finally cures the coronavirus. How does she make it? And they use hand wavium, like it's something she ate. Like, oh yeah, way to use hand wavium. Talk about lazy. They just added her in there because they wanted to, have a cool factor, and she was a cool factor for a character that was in the recordings. And it really ruined a lot of things. Oh, we're going to have Margaret Maida in there. Why? Because she was cool? Yeah, she was cool in a way that, because, she was the antagonist of Bark, whatever his name. Such an, and then the storyline is like, they had the side of her head, and at the end, if you haven't seen it, it's not even worth watching. Solving the problem at the end, like, we're going to be together. We won't be alone. We'll be together. And you're like, what? Really? This is how you're gonna end it? Yeah, it's gonna be great. Okay. Thanks for ruining the game and your stupid plot line. It was so bad. It was so bad. It was not well received amongst gamers. Like you could load up the original Subnautica game right now and play it, and just still be amazed at the game. And what made it really good was that you were discovering the mission. You were discovering things, and the game wasn't forcing information on you. You were discovering information. And that's what made it really good. Was you discovered the information through your interactions with the world. This one, they forced the information on you through whatever reason. It was just bad. It was badly done. I know they're supposed to be working on another one, but you can't beat the original. That is a hard bar to beat because it was so good. All right. Food on us. Water. Yep. We are out of time. We actually, it's 4 o'clock, 5 o'clock. That bar was set, and it's a very, very high bar for them to expand upon. Oh, we haven't. I thought I filled up on purses. Oh. Make sure our stocks or our wares are full for potential buyers. I think we filled up all the money. Oh, there's some. Okay. How are we doing over here? I've been remiss on putting watches on the wall. Okay. 2 for the bottom row. I don't think we can put anything else in here, could we? I mean, we could put driver license and stuff in there, but because you could buy, fake IDs and whatnot. This is where you would buy fake IDs from. But I don't think there's anything else we can stick in here. If anybody has any ideas, let me know. We have a room for a shelf here. I think the watches are fine. This is a guy who sells body parts. Got a couple extra things here. He sells purses. We got mushrooms, skulls, grass, plenty of purses from, we don't know where these come from, but they come from, places. We don't have a door on the place because you don't need a door. This is just, anybody could come in here. I think we filled this up pretty well. I don't want this to be just filled with stuff. It's like a couple, looks like they're drinking here. Oop. We want to make it look like there's like this place has activity in it. What do we put here? Salmon berry. Unfortunately, the cannibals come by and smash our pretty things. That's always pissed me off. Berries. They don't come here, up here, so these grow pretty well. What we put in here? Blueberries? I don't remember. Do a snowberry. Okay. Well, we'll continue our adventures in the next episode. as we await the game to, do its thing. That's going to do it for today's episode. Appreciate everybody stopping by, hanging out, and watching. We'll see you next time.